Hey and welcome to this day in the life of a nail technician. So starting off, I am making my long commute to the nail salon. Jokes, it's actually about 10 seconds from my back door because it's in my back garden. And I'm just kind of opening up and I am cleaning around, turning on the lights, getting my stuff ready for my first client. I do think this was a 2-client day. So I just like to have everything ready before my client comes and have their own nail file out. So I'm not like rooting around for bits and pieces. I'm going to go straight in and just show you me debulking this nail set here. So I'm just going in and I'm taking the bulk off the builder gel and I am going to then kind of file down with a sanding band. So if you have any questions about any products that I use throughout this video, just comment down below and I will answer them as soon as possible. This is my first kind of nail tech vlog, so I hope you enjoy it. I am including some footage of me destashing my collection as well at the end because I am going to pass on some of my polishes to my nieces. So yeah, I just thought I'd leave that in because that was quite fun going through my collection and figuring out what to part with. But yeah, I'm just debulking here and then I'm going to grab my sanding band and I'll be back to you in a few. So when I'm using my sanding band, I'm also using it to not only kind of smooth out the area that I've debulked, but I'm also using it to go over the new nail growth and push back the eponychium and get that dead skin off the nail plate. And yeah, it's just kind of such a handy little gadget. I love that mini mandrel bit. So I'm skipping now to the part where I have my base coat applied and I'm going straight in with the builder in a bottle. So I have loads of in-depth full gel tutorials and biab tutorials on this channel, but if you want a more in-depth, just have a look because there are loads of them. But I'm basically just putting the bead close to the cuticle area, but I'm not touching it, and I'm just going to float it down the nail from side to side and use my liner brush to pull that bead into place and help give it a little bit of an apex. And yeah, and also just help it to reach those sidewalls and corners without flooding them. So I love the liner brush. It's just a saving grace for your gel application. And then I'm going to pull out Madame Glam's The Persian Sea. So my client went for this. It's a gorgeous periwinkle blue kind of purple. And it's a lovely transition for this time of the year into spring. It is vibrant, but such a nice full block colour. If you were just having a block colour, it's just such a nice one. And this is so opaque, it's nearly opaque in one coat, but we are going to go in with 2 coats. I usually do go in with 2 coats for my colours. But yeah, I love this application. I'm just going to show you one and then I am going to do an overall little scan of the nail set when the second coat is applied and the top coat is applied. But I absolutely love this one. So that is the finished look. It is so pretty, her natural nails with just a builder in a bottle overlay. And then for my second client, I didn't record a whole lot, but this was the before and it was just some cherries and hearts. And then this was the after. So it was a little cat eye with cat eye French tip and a couple of little flowers on the ring finger. Okay, so this part of the vlog is I have destashed my collection a little bit, a tiny bit, Basically two of my nieces, my sister-in-law mentioned that they are getting into nails, and I said I'll look through my collection and see what I can kind of share with them, because you know, it's always nice to give it to someone who is definitely gonna at least use it or have some kind of joy out of it, you know. So I went through what I thought I could destash, number one. Number two, colors that I might have in other brands that I kind of reach for more. And number three, colors that I just don't reach for at all. So I'm going to start with the Born Pretty side. So we have Born Pretty over here, and I have 5 bottles. So I picked out Wish, and I'm just going to show you the swatches of them, because I'm also going to give the girls the swatch sticks. So I've pulled the swatch sticks off my bundles, and I'm going to show you the swatch sticks instead of opening the bottles. And then if I don't have swatch sticks, I'll open the bottles and show you the colors. So this is Wish from Born Pretty, and this is this gorgeous iridescent glitter. And my reason for parting with this is because I do have this in other kind of brands or in other top coats. There's an E-Nail Couture top coat that has something very similar to this. So it's basically the same thing, just in 2 forms, and I don't use it often enough to have loads of different varieties of this. Absolutely gorgeous. I love this kind of stuff, but I definitely don't use this enough. So this is my reason for that. And then we have Golden Star, which is a glitter, and it's a real chunky yellow gold glitter. This is it here now. It's really cool. I love it, but at the same time, I don't tend to reach for this chunky yellow color. I don't reach for chunky glitters as much, and the ones that I do reach for, they're typically not yellow gold. I like a champagne gold or a true gold, you know. So that's the reason for this one. You know, so if someone else can use them and even practice with them, I mean, that's amazing. So this is one of Born Pretty's cat eyes, and this is Polaris, and it's, I'm sorry now, it's MY33, and this is the swatch for that one. So if you could see, if you put it over maybe a black, it's just a really fine glitter cat eye, and I kept the majority of this collection, but this one I have quite a lot of gold cat eyes, so I, you know, decided I could part with this guy here. This is a pink jelly kind of a glitter color, and my reason for parting with this is I've never used it, and I just can't see myself getting that much use out of it. If I'm using pinks, they're usually more opaque and full coverage. This is a jelly. I don't love jellies, so that's my reason for parting with that one. And then we have another cat eye here, and the reason why I included a couple of cat eyes is because I know she had told me, my sister-in-law had told me that my nieces were kind of getting really into cat eye, and I have loads of Born Pretty cat eye that I love. I love them so much, and I just kind of threw in a couple there that, like I said, I just haven't really gotten use out of it. But this is really cool. It's like a blue. Sorry, now that focus is quite bad because of the background, but it's a blue, kind of a grey colour, really unusual. Yeah, so that's that one. And then we have these candy coats. Now, these colours I am going to part with because I haven't really gotten much use out of them. This purple here I have in Madame Glam. It's pretty much the same colour. I can't remember the name of it now, but it's so similar, and I would always reach for Madame Glam before this shade. And then this colour here, I just think it's a gorgeous colour coming into spring, and the girls might get some use out of it, and I have similar colours again in other brands. Okay, and so next we have these babies from Madame Glam, and they are the Korean formula. So we have, I actually think these are all from the same collection as well. So we have Gentle Touch, Mother's Wish, and Love Bond. And I am not the biggest fan, like I hate saying this because I love Madame Glam, but I'm not the biggest fan of these bottles. Just the way, I'll show you what I mean. So the way the neck is of the bottle, it's very slim, And when you're kind of placing the colour back into the bottle, it can get so messy. And I think if you're a DIYer and stuff, it's fine. But when you're working on a client and you have a time crunch, they're just not my favourite. I've just learned that I loved them when I first got them. But over time with using them, they're not my faves. And I have these colours in other brands. So very similar in other brands. And that's the reason why. These colours are gorge. But they're just, over the years, I've really found out what works best as a nail tech when it comes to top coats, base coats, and even colours. And if applying a colour in one brand takes you longer than applying it in the next brand, it's just not worth your time. You just have to find out what is best. And again, Madam Glam is my go-to for colour, but the Korean formula isn't my go-to for colour in Madam Glam, if that makes sense. Okay, so moving on now, I don't think I have swatches of these next ones. This is a brand called Yokaba. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's a hybrid gel colour as it says on the tin. And I got this in my local nail and hair and beauty supply shop. And it's just kind of a cream. I'll show you now. I need to wipe the bottles before I send them off. It's just a cream nude and it's really cute. It's a cream nude and it is, it's a little bit transparent. I've used it once or twice, but I just have never bought any other bottles from this brand. So I kind of hate having one and there's no point. So I'm going to pass that one along. And then we have this Nail Co as well. So this is a fine big bottle as well. It's 15 mils. So it's a really cute sparkly pink, sparkly brown. And it's very pretty actually. Formula is lovely. So you can see it's just a shimmer brown glitter, very fine glitter. It's lovely. But the thing is as well, I only have one of this. And I suppose this is coming down to my OCD now. If I only have one of something, it just, because I have so many of other brands, it just kind of, yeah, it's not for me. Okay. Next up, we have the Born Pretty Jelly Non-Stick Hand Extension Nail Gel, which is a big long title for the stuff that you make your gel flowers with, the ones that look like the acrylic flowers and all the 3D nail art and stuff like that. So I have about, I think, 5 more jars of this, and a couple of the jars are very, very, very similar in colour, so I'm going to pass this one along. It's kind of unused. Let me just open it for you and I'll show you the colour. So that's it. It's kind of a transparent with a hint of pink. But I'm going to pass that one along in case they don't have any of that stuff. If you couldn't tell, by the way, I'm sitting on the floor doing this. So yeah, I'm going to move on to some glitter bells. So here we have Tomica gel polish, and I ordered that on Amazon. And yeah, GB90. It's just a nude colour. So I don't have a swatch for this, so I'll open it for you to show you. It's a nude colour. I can't remember why I opened it. I can't remember why I ordered it, but I think it was something to do with maybe a press-on order. I was trying to find a dupe for something else. Now, there's nothing wrong with this. It's a lovely nude, kind of a brown colour. But I just don't really use it that much, so it can be definitely passed on. And then we have glitter bells. So I have a gel polish here. It's part of their Hema Free Pink bottle range, and it is called Martini Please, I think. And this colour is just, it's a lovely, lovely blue, kind of purpley. But I have this in 2 very similar colours in Madam Glam, and Madam Glam I reach for all the time, and I would kind of edge my clients towards it just because with this glitter bells colour, it did take, I think, 3 coats on some clients, and Madam Glam is nearly opaque in one, and that's the only reason. So again, I think that's fine if you're a DIYer and you have time and you're just kind of messing around with your own nails. But when you're on a time crunch with clients, no. And again, glitter bells have colours that are opaque in one, but it's just this one I noticed. So I'm going to pass that along. And it's a spring colour. So it's coming into spring and I'm hoping they might get use out of it. Okay, so next up we have this colour here. So this is Soya. And this is a builder in a bottle. So this is a builder gel in a bottle, and it's actually nearly full. It's this color here. It's nearly full, but I don't use this at all. I kind of have gone back to their black bottles in their builder gel, and yeah, that's it there. It's like a creamy nudie color. But I've gone back to their black bottles in their builder gel, and in my opinion they soak off a lot nicer than these HEMA free ones, and I've never had any problem with the black bottles. So I've just gone back, and I think I even took this off my swatch stick, because I just find that if you use this as a full color, it just takes an awful long time to soak it off. And if I am using builder in a bottle, I don't want to have to file it off. I just want to be able to soak it off. That's just my experience now. Again, I love Glitterbels for their black bottle range, so I'm not hating on Glitterbels whatsoever. I love a lot of things about Glitterbels, but I just don't love those pink builders. And then I also found this. So these are just a couple of little jars of glitter that I have duplicates of. They're just like a pink chunky glitter. And we have a peachy chunky glitter. Well, they're kind of medium, they're not that chunky. And then we have these little diamonds, and I have duplicates of those. And I have these charms that I'm going to give away as well, because they're just part of my charm collection, and I just kind of took maybe a few out of each and threw them in. They're kind of funky charms that I think they might get use out of, like the acrylic flowers and the starfish and the little hearts, and these little flowers as well that were kind of viral for a while. And those crowns are so pretty as well. So I am going to throw that in too. So I hope they enjoy, and I hope they get use out of it. I hope they do enjoy it. But I think there are really good colors here, like I said. It's just not yeah, they're really good colors. They're just not, I don't necessarily need them. I'm just gonna do a little zoom around. I just don't necessarily need them, because I have other colors in other brands. So that's my long-winded explanation of that. Thank you so much if you watched my first day in the life of a nail tech vlog. I will see you in the next one.